And as we join you right here tonight at 11 o'clock, it has been a busy Friday night of breaking news involving the UPS crash. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us. I'm Doug Proffitt. At 7 o'clock tonight, the mayor made the grim announcement the number of dead now stands at 14. Mayor Craig Greenberg with a video message saying the victim was located at the crash site. So far, we do not know if this changes the number still reported missing, which has been sitting at 9. Here's what the mayor said.
It's with a heavy heart that I announced that an additional victim has been located at the crash site this evening. That brings the total number of known victims to 14. We pray for each.
Also new tonight, we learned today that 37 seconds after the crew called for the takeoff thrust of the engines on Tuesday night, a repeating bell starts going off in the cockpit. That new detail came from the lead NTSB board member Todd Inman today at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Also, he announced this was his final public news conference in Louisville. After that, though, he came directly to WHAS11 and talked to Connie Leonard and me in this exclusive one-on-one interview at 5:30, telling us the preliminary report will be out in 30 days, and he talked about that persistent bell.
We think we know which bell it was and why, but it needs to be corroborated with the FDR or flight data recorder information. It's being heard in the cockpit, and it goes on for another 25 seconds until the cockpit voice recorder ends. We can hear the pilots attempting to make control movements. They obviously, it becomes a chaotic time in a cockpit. But out of respect from them, we never release that audio.
Right.
The preliminary report will be out. It will be not nearly as much as what you will want to see. It will be facts. It will have a lot of technical information in there. It will be 1 to 2 years before the investigative report.
Todd Inman exclusively on WHAS 11 tonight. And new on the night team, blockades around the fatal crash are starting to ease. But the public still can't access the area there around Grand Lane. It remains closed. WHAS 11 night team's Jose Alonso and photojournalist Aspen Hester give us a look at what's happening beyond the police checkpoint.
Grand Lane, just south of the Muhammad Ali International Airport, remains closed to the public as officials still comb through the crash site of UPS Flight 2976. This new picture from the Louisville Fire Foundation showing parts of the jet in the wreckage. It was an MD-11 jet, just like this one with 3 engines. The left engine on this jet fell off after takeoff.
Never would have thought we'd had a plane crash so close.
Waste management employees like mechanic Dakota Howell have been able to go past the barricade with their trucks.
We've been working since the crash. We haven't stopped. We've been in every day.
So have officials and others who were given permission.
We're also working to get access for the businesses along Grade Lane. We know those business owners and employees want to get back to their work, and the NTSB is working as quickly as possible to clear that site.
One of those business owners are the Smith family.
Man.
Who own a custom fabrication shop that was just feet from the crash.
I mean, it's definitely hitting a little harder. You know, when we were down there, it was just people running, a handful of people injured, and that was all you saw. So until you started seeing faces and putting names to faces, it definitely changed.
But just like many others, the Smiths could not enter to work or retrieve personal documents.
I think that we may need over the next couple days, weeks, however long this takes.
But ministries like the Lord's Kitchen gave us a look inside where they were able to feed multiple first responders hard at work.
So we're doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day. I told them, I said, as long as you're here, we'll be here.
For Executive Director Joni Votoff, this tragedy hits close to home.
It was people that we knew that actually went to church with us, and you know, they had gotten there 5 minutes before the plane crash, and then we found out just a couple days ago that they just discovered their bodies.
As officials continue their search, many folks are stepping up however they can. In Louisville, Jose Alonso, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Also happening tonight, people in Louisville are continuing to lean on each other as we learn more about the victims of the crash. In fact, people gathered at Waterfront Park tonight for a vigil. Our contributing WHAS 11 reporter joining us tonight, Ellis Rold, tonight is talking with neighbors at the vigil and how they're supporting one another.
Tonight at Waterfront Park, faith leaders gather to host a vigil to honor the lives lost in the tragic UPS plane crash. We heard from all sorts of different people sharing impactful stories. It was a small crowd that gathered, but leaders shared a big message.
Along the Ohio River, neighbors honor neighbors. this is a response to the devastation and to the people that are hurting.
And friends paid tribute.
Took breath away from me for a little bit.
Chris Stone worked for UPS for nearly 25 years. News of the crash hit close to home.
And UPS is, and the city and this community has always been part of our lives. I grew up here.
So he came here to Waterfront Park, a vigil organized by Pastor Brandon.
I think it just speaks of the love and humanity. For us, it speaks of our faith in Christ Jesus and how he's loved us.
People joining hand in hand.
There's strength in numbers, there's unity in numbers, and then numbers also make a statement. It says that, hey, we're not alone in the way that we feel.
Tonight, Louisville held on to hope and to each other.
Now, leaders say this isn't the last event that they're going to be hosting. They want to continue to bring the community together to provide support for victims' families and everyone that knew them, and continue to unite people in this community. I'm Ellis Roll, WHAS 11 on your side.
Now here at 11 o'clock, we have more exclusive coverage for you tonight. The UPS crash did become a focus in Omaha, Nebraska tonight, where WHAS 11 is the only Louisville station there, covering Governor Andy Beshear talking to Democrats along with the former President Joe Biden tonight. And in an exclusive one-on-one interview with our political reporter Isaiah Kim Martinez, the governor told us the number of dead in the crash may be close to coming to an end. And Isaiah, we are covering him in Omaha because of the potential for his run for president. But let's start with what he told you about UPS.
Well, Doug, you're right. You're going to hear in a few moments some of the new things Beshear had to say about the U.S. Senate, the House of Representatives next year, and his vision for the 2028 president, someone he believes should and can be a Democrat. But first, of course, we had to ask him the news of this heavy week and more about his thoughts on the pace of the investigation. And he specifically told me in that one-on-one interview that he believes Kentuckians, Louisvillians, deserve to know a cause of that crash as quickly as possible.
Yeah, I believe that we're getting close to any total fatality count being final. This last individual was found in an area that was a little more dangerous to get into. So I think we're close to being able to fully mourn as a community.
Are going to be able to take their kids to see a doctor, are going to have a chance for their kids to go to college, to save for retirement, and you know what? To not just be able to pay the grocery bill at the end of the week, but to be able to take their family on that vacation every year or so. That's what the American people want, and they know that's what I want for them. Are you ready to flip that U.S. House of Representatives? Are you ready to try to win back the Senate? Are you ready to elect a Democratic president in 2028? All right, Nebraska, we need you. We love you. Let's get out there and win. Thank you, Democrats.
And of course, the news of that crash and the growing fatality toll was not lost on former President Joe Biden, who sent his condolences to Louisville tonight.
Because when I heard that airplane crash, we've spent a lot of time talking these things, but a lot of people really devastated in Kentucky today as well. But he's always there. The Louisville airport and their families are really hurting right now. And we're keeping all of you, all of them in our hearts and our prayers.
All right, good to see the former president there, especially after his recent chemotherapy radiation treatments there. Isaiah, let's go back to what Governor Beshear told you one-on-one about the NTSB and how fast they've been giving details. We should point out that Todd Inman grew up in Owensboro. What do you have to say about the NTSB investigation?
Doug, the governor says he doesn't have the privilege of being patient in his job, and he believes the NTSB has been moving with an enhanced pace in this investigation. He mentioned in past cases, in other states even, that they have not moved as quickly as he believes they should. Again, he says Kentuckians, Louisvillians deserve to know the cause, and he believes in this case they're moving properly and will get those answers quickly. Doug.
Now let's go back to the reason why you are there. You know, Andy Beshear has not announced a run for president yet, but I thought tonight he sounded in his comments closer to that point than ever before. Certainly it's an Andy Beshear we don't often see in Kentucky.
Doug, when I asked him what's the time frame for a potential announcement, he wouldn't budge on that. But on stage, as he often does, he adds little tidbits that could potentially, you can hear it more in that voice. He mentioned the U.S. House for Democrats to win back the House in the midterms. He doesn't normally talk about that. And then that key line that there could be a Democrat in the White House in 2028. That is something that I haven't heard from him before. He's revealing a little bit more to the public, Doug.
All right, certainly. And then making statements to the American people. Thank you. And you can look for Isaiah's coverage. We've posted both those speeches tonight on our YouTube page and the WHAS 11 Plus app. And Isaiah will have reports here on our Saturday news and then again right here on Monday. But next, we're going to join Chief Meteorologist Mallory Chanel, who is also tracking a fog advisory tonight. Mallory?
That's right. Visibility is low. And as we head to break, here's a check of today's Kentucky Lottery jackpots.
The Kentucky Lottery, funding education for over